You're watching Building the Franchise with the New England Patriots, only on the MBL Network.
Here on episode number 9, we're going to cover weeks 16 and 17 and finish up the MBL season 20. The first game that we have here is the Kansas City Chiefs, who are sitting at 6-8 while we're sitting at 8-6. We need a Patriots win and a Bills loss to even continue to be in contention for the playoffs. If the Bills win or if we lose, we're out completely. So we have to just take care of what we can on our end and try to beat these Chiefs at their home. The Chiefs also come into this game with a rookie quarterback, just like Doring, but McIntyre was selected 4th overall in the most recent draft, and he's been sacked 39 times so far in the season, so that's something we're going to key on. We're going to try to get to him as much as possible.
It's the Chiefs coming in at 6-8, going up against the Patriots, who come in at 8-6.
Another key to this game that we have coming in is slowing down the running back Kyle Burke from the Chiefs. If we can keep Burke slowed down and keep him from busting out any big yardage, we'll keep McIntyre having to throw the ball and be able to put that pressure on him that we're planning to do. We're confident in Doring, and despite the fact that he was injured for part of the season and missed some games, he's still given us some good value for the 17th pick in the draft. So the defense does just what they were asked in this game. They come in and they hold the run game to a minimum. They hold Kyle Burke to 19 yards on 10 attempts and don't allow him to reach the end zone. They also managed to sack McIntyre 3 times during the game, and McIntyre actually ran out of the back of the end zone and caused his team a safety. I'm not sure if it was a rookie mistake or if he just didn't realize exactly how close he was to the back line of the end zone. But he snaps the ball, rolls back out of a play action, and steps straight out of the back of the end zone. And we also had another safety during this game. McIntyre hands the ball off, and our defensive lineman just blows through their offensive line and tackles the rookie running back. Overall, it was a pretty well executed game plan on all 3 phases of the ball: offense, defense, and special teams. The difference really came down to the 2 interceptions that Nick Doring threw compared to the 0 that McIntyre threw, and LeGarrette Blount finding the end zone with way too much time left in the 4th quarter, allowing McIntyre to drive down the field and throw a touchdown pass at the end of the game with 9 seconds left to take the lead. We did have 9 seconds left, like I said, at the end of the game to try to score. The first play that we threw when we came out with that on the last drive there was a screen. LeGarrette Blount almost broke it, but he wasn't able to. And on the last play of the game, Doring has to roll out to his right to avoid pressure and gets hit as he throws as the ball falls to the ground and the game ends, with the Chiefs winning 23-21 and effectively ending our playoff hopes for this season. With Week 17 comes a newly developed rival in the last few years, the Denver Broncos. They're coming to Foxborough, and even though we don't have any playoff implications on this game, the Broncos do. So being that they're a rival and being that we're just playing for pride as well, we're going to try to play spoiler in this game, try to hurt the Broncos' chances of having home field advantage throughout the during the playoffs. And like I said, we're playing for pride. If we win this week, we improve upon our overall season record from last year. Last year we ended at 8-8. If we win this week, we'll be at 9-7. If we lose this week, we're going to be the same as last season, and some coaching changes could be, in the works. If that's the case, you always want to keep getting better. You don't want to stay the same or go backwards. So we're definitely going to try to win this game against the Broncos and try to improve upon that and try to shut down Paxton Lynch and CJ Anderson.
Everybody, in today's late season matchup, we have 2 teams who have victory on their minds. It's the Broncos going up against the Patriots.
We come into this game and we try to set the tone of the game early. We throw a streak to Julian Edelman down the left side of the field where he catches it one-handed over a defender and is knocked into the end zone. We had to try to put pressure on Paxton Lynch. He's thrown a lot of interceptions this season, and it's something we want to continue against us. But he finds a little short screen pass, and our defender misses on the play, and CJ Anderson takes it all the way for a touchdown. And after that, the Broncos defense dialed up the blitzes, dialed up the heat, and got to Doring consistently. If they weren't sacking him, which they had 3 on the game, they were hitting him and making him hurry throws and basically just making him inconsistent. Doring threw 13 of 22 for 197 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions in the game. And as you see on this play right here, Rob Gronkowski does what Rob Gronkowski does. He catches it one-handed in the middle of a bunch of traffic. And unfortunately, it wasn't enough to hold on to the win. The Patriots lose 20-16, being held out of the end zone after the first quarter. So the Patriots, we end the season 8-8, just like last year, which, if you think about the fact that Tom Brady's not there anymore, it's really not that terrible, but it's not where we want to be. Yes, we had to go back and forth between quarterbacks due to injury, and we even had to pick up Nick Foles throughout the season to try to fill a gap in case Garoppolo got hurt. But the biggest thing is we're not improving. Nothing improved from the year before. We got younger at a lot of different positions, but this offseason is going to be key for us. There's going to be some big changes coming to the roster and to the team in general. And the first of those changes, now that our season is over, is going to be the firing of head coach Griffin Murphy. His contract was up after this season, and we're not even going to waste the time to try to negotiate with him. We're going to put a bid in for Matt Hedrick. Hopefully he'll be able to come in and put some fire under these players in New England and be able to get a better record than the 500, 8-8 that we've been the last 2 years. Looking at the progression of Nick Doring after his first season in the MBL, he gained a little bit of awareness and a little bit of play action, but other than that, he relatively stayed the same. The injury hurt him this year, so hopefully he'll be able to play a little longer next year and make a little more improvement. As for the rookie middle linebacker, Darian Bingham, he improved as well. Both of them were focus players for us throughout this season, and the other focus player that we had was the person that we received in the trade from the Texans, Braxton Miller. All three of these guys were players that we paid heavy attention to throughout this entire season, so it's good to see that just the amount of attention that we've paid to them this year has paid off and allowed them to become better players for our organization. We're going to finish this episode out looking at the stats from the season. The rookie Doring threw 22 interceptions to only 13 touchdowns. That's something we're definitely going to need to improve upon next year. And Garoppolo threw 13 interceptions with his 6 touchdowns as well during Doring's injury. LeGarrette Blount ended the season with 740 yards and only 4 touchdowns. We want to try to get him in the end zone a little more. He's a good player, and he should be able to get in the end zone a little more than 4 times throughout the entire season. Rob Gronkowski finished the season with the most receptions on the team, but Edelman led the team with yards. And most sacks allowed on the team was going to be a tie between Cooper and Mason. On defense, the rookie Bingham was second on the team for total tackles, only behind Devin McCourty. He ended up also forcing 3 fumbles, just like Jamie Collins. So we're hoping he has similar production next year or better. And the kicking and punting stats were par. They weren't great, but they weren't terrible at the same time. So that's going to do it for this episode, though, guys. Make sure you guys check out the next episode where we talk about all of the offseason moves for this offseason, including the MBL Season 21 draft. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out the Best of Season 20 Bucks highlights put out by JY recently. It's a very good video, very well put together. And make sure you tune in for the MBL Season 21 Rookie Draft live broadcast. It starts Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and there's a lot of things in store for you on there.